Welcome everybody to today's lesson. We are going to be working today on the Unit 8 study guide. So we're going to go through questions that are going to be very similar to the questions that you're going to have on the Unit 8 test, just to get you ready, talk about how we solve them, and take some notes. So those of you that want to study and practice and do what you need to do to pass this test, this video is going to help you tremendously. So this is the Unit 8 study guide. There are a couple of things about this test that I need you to keep in mind. A lot of the questions, if you make a mistake on one part of the question, you're probably going to mess up on the other parts of the question. This is one of those tests that you really need to double check your work. Do the math a couple of times to make sure your answer is still the same answer. Little mistakes can cause a lot of different answers to be wrong. So you need to take your time. Okay? So let's start with number 1. Number 1 says a group of coaches converted a field into a football practice field. A model of the field is shown below. Use the model to answer questions 1 through 3. Remember to pay attention to the units in each problem. So the first thing I noticed is this says yards, and then this question is feet. So I already know that I'm going to have to do some conversions. Great. Okay, so it says the coaches want to put a fence around the football field. They plan to buy a chain link fence sold by the foot. How many feet of fencing should they buy to completely surround the field? So to surround the field means to go around, which means I'm trying to find the perimeter. The perimeter, to find the perimeter, you add all sides. There are other parts of the formula that you can use, but the basic premise is you add all sides together. Okay, so 10 1/4 is this side. That is also this side. 14, it's also this side. And these are yards. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add them together. So what is 14 plus 14 plus 10 1/4 plus 10 1/4? Add those together. What do you get? Well, I know that 1/4 plus 1/4 is 2/4. All right, 4 plus 4 is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer is 48 2/4 yards. But my questioning says feet. So now I need to do another step. I need to take these yards and convert it to feet. How many feet are in 1 yard? Well, there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So I'm going to multiply 48 1/4, and 2/4 times 3. What is 48 2/4 times 3? Remember, you can use any way that you are comfortable with. I'm going to do this both ways. I think that area model for this question would be easier. So that's what I'm going to do up here. 48 2/4. So in this box, I'm going to do 48 times 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So this box is 144. All right, 3 over 1 times 2 over 4 equals 6 over 4. So that is the same as 1 2/4. And then I'm going to add them together. 144, so that's 100, 45 and 2/4. Now, for those of you that like to do it the other way, renaming and then multiplying, that's fine. That's what we're going to do. So in order to do that, I'm going to do 48 times 4 and add 2. So 48 times 4. And I'm going to do this in my green so you can really see it. 8 times 4 is 32. Carry in my 3. 4 times 4 is 16, 17, 18, 19. So 192 plus 2 is 194 fourths times 3/1. Do you see why I didn't want to do it this way? It's a huge number, but that's okay. Some of you like it. That's why I'm doing it. I'm going to show you. All right. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 9 is 27 plus 1 is 28. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So 582/4. Then I'm going to divide 582 divided by 4. 1, 4, 5, with 2 left over. Same answer, 2 different methods. Find the way that works for you. So if you did this method and you got the wrong answer, look at my steps and see where you made your mistake. If you did this way, look at my steps and see where you made your mistake. If you said it was 144 and 2/4, that means that you didn't do this step. All right? Now, it says, explain how you solved the problem. I want you to tell me all steps needed. Type incomplete sentences. You should have at least 2 sentences. How did you solve this problem? All right, for this question, let's think about our first step. What did we do? We added all sides to find the perimeter. So first, I added all sides to find the perimeter in yards. Then, what did I do? So I did this, and then I multiplied by 3 because there are 3 feet in a yard. Done. This explanation would work for the quiz, would work for the test. This explanation takes you through the whole process. It tells me what you did. I found the perimeter. How did you find it? And then I converted. How did you convert? Notice I didn't use any numbers in this besides the 3, because there are 3 feet per yard. This wording should be very similar to something that you might use on a test. I mean, if there was a question like this on the test. Number 2. The coaches want to put out fresh grass seed on the field. What is the area of the football field in square yards? Okay, so I'm going to look at that picture again. I know that it's 10 and 1/4 by 14 yards, right? So it tells me that to find area, I'm going to do length times width. And this still says yards. So guess what? I don't need to change the numbers. I'm just going to do 10 and 1/4 times 14. Do the math. I don't care which way you do it. I will show you both ways. What is 10 and 1/4 times 14? All right, I'm going to start by doing area model. Again, because this has a whole number, I'm going to use area model. If it were two mixed numbers, I probably wouldn't. But since there is a whole number, that makes it easier for me. So looking at this whole number, I have 10 times 14 in this box. And then 14 over 1 times 1 over 4 in this box. Doing the math, 10 times 14 is 140. 14 times 1/4 is 14 over 4. And I know that that's the same as 3 2/4. So 143, so because this is 140, and this is 3 2/4. That is my area in square yards. You could say 143 and a half. Fine. Great. Let's do it the other way. For those of you that like that way, let's do it that way. I do my renaming, so I'm going to do mad first. So 4 times 10 is 40, plus 1 is 41 over 4 times 14 over 1. Okay, 41 times 14. Let's do it. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. X's and O's. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Add them together. I have 0. I'm sorry. Oops. 4, 7. So 574. Then I'm going to divide that. 574 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 left over. 4 goes into 17 4 times. 1 left over. 4 goes into 14 3 times with 2 left over. Done. So if you did it the renaming way, look at what you did in your steps and find your mistake if you were wrong. That's how you learn. Do you have everything written exactly like I have it written? All right. How many square feet is that? We have done a couple of practice questions with this. Remember, if this is 1 square yard, this distance is 1 yard. And I know there are 3 feet in 1 yard. This is 1 yard. And I know there are 3 feet in 1 yard. How many square feet are in 1 square yard? Well, there are 9. There are 9 boxes here. So 9 square feet in 1 square yard. So now I have to take my square yards and I'm going to multiply by 9 to get square feet. 143 2/4 times 9. Do the math. What is 143 2/4 times 9? All right, here we go. I am going to do area model again first. Again, because it's a whole number times a mixed number. That means it's going to be easier for me to do it that way. Find the way that works for you. I also see that this is a very large number. And remember, it was 574. Then multiplying that by 9 and then dividing. So I'm going to do this the easiest way for me. Find the way that works for you. Okay? So we're going to do 143 2/4 times 9. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my problems. 143 times 9. 9 over 1 times 2/4. So this one's the easiest for me. 9 times 2 is 18 over 4. And then if I divide that out, 18 divided by 4 is 4 2/4. That side was easy for me. Now it's the tricky side. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36, 37, 38. 9 times 1 is 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 1,287 plus 4 and 2/4. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's add this here. 4 plus 7 is 11. 9. 1,291 and 2/4. It's a large number. All right, let's do it the other way. Some people like the other way, so we're going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to use this one to help me. It was originally 474, and I'm just going to do it kind of over here. 574 fourths times 9/1. Let's do the math. 4 times 1 is 4. This is a large number. 574 times 9. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 7 is 63, 64, 65, 66. 9 times 5 is 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. 5,166 fourths. And now I need to divide. So 5,166 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5, and I'm going to do this on the back because I need more room. 5,166 divided by 4. 4 goes into 5 one time. Oops, that's minus. 1 left over. 4 goes into 11 2 times. 3 left over. 4 goes into 36 9 times. 0 left over. 4 goes into 6 1 time with 2 left over. Done. 2 becomes my numerator, 4 becomes my denominator. 1,291 and 2/4, which is what we got. So if you did it this way, that is okay. But again, a lot larger number. Whew, how many of you are exhausted already? All right. The next part of this question, we're going to use this to help us. This answer can be used. Okay, so the next part says, each bag of grass seed covers about 50 square feet. How many bags of grass seed should the neighbors buy? All right, so if I have 1,291 and 2/4 square feet, and the bags of grass seed are about 50 square feet, how many bags do I need? We're going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. What do you think? We are going to divide. I already have my area, but now I need to figure out how many bags of grass seed will fill this area. So I need to divide. I'm going to do 1,291 and 2/4 divided by 50. That's what we're going to do. Now, if I go to the grocery store, if I go to Meijer, Menards, whatever, and I want to buy some grass seed, because sometimes you can find it at Meijer or Walmart. Okay, if I go to buy grass seed, are they going to give me 1.5 bags of grass seed? No. So remember, you can kind of use an estimate for this one. Okay, see if you can solve this problem. How many bags of grass seed would I need? All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of use a little bit of an estimate. Okay, 1,291. That is really close to 1,300. And I'm going to divide that by 50. 50 goes into 13 2 times. 50 goes into 30 6 times. 50 goes into 0, 0 times. Oh, I lied. 50 goes into 30, 0 times. 50 goes into 300, 6 times. So your answer should be 206. Now, if you actually did the division, 1,291, and I know 2/4 is really close to 1/2, right? So I'm going to put 0.5 and divide that by 50. 50 goes into 120. Hold on, I did my division wrong because I was dividing by 5. It doesn't. 50 goes into 13 0 times. Imagine I didn't do this, guys. I'm going to redo this one. You know what? Sometimes people make mistakes, and I do it all the time. So let's do this again. My bad. 1,300 divided by 50. 50 goes into 1 0 times. 50 goes into 13 0 times. 50 goes into 130 2 times. 50 goes into 300 6 times. Much better. Woo. So your answer should be 26. Sheesh. See? People make mistakes, including teachers. Here we go. 50 goes into 122 times. With 291 left over. 50 goes into 291. That's going to be 5 times 250. 41 left over. Bring down that 5. 50 goes into 41 at 415 8 times with 15 left over. So 25.8. Now again, can I go to the Meijer, Menards, whatever, and say, can I have 25.8 bags of lawn seed? No. Round it up. You could have said 26. All right. Here we go. Now you're going to explain how you found that answer. I took the area in square feet. I'm going to move this just up a little bit so I have room to write. And divided by 50. I rounded up to the next whole number. So I went from 25.8 and I rounded up to 26. I divided. Now, you need to tell me what you divided. I divided the area divided by 50. That's what you need to do. Okay? Take a minute, write this down if you need to. Go. All right. Finally, number 3. This is going to be the last little part for today's study guide because you will have the test in 2 days. So I'm doing the study guide in 2 days. Okay. I'm splitting it up into 2 videos. So it says 6 inches of snow fell on the practice field. 2 coaches shoveled all the snow off of the field. 6 inches equals how many feet? Do not take your foot and measure it with a ruler. That is not what you do. And you know, I say that as a joke, but I'm serious. People have done that before. Think about how long a foot is. 12 inches. So 6 inches equals how many feet? 6 inches is 1/2 of a foot. Okay. It says, how many cubic feet of snow did the coaches remove and explain? Oh, wait. I know that cubic feet means I'm finding volume. And when I find volume, I do length times width times height, right? If you remember number 2, we already did length times width. And we already found it in feet. Right? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do length times width times height. So here's my length times width. So I'm going to do 1,291 and 2/4. And I'm going to multiply by my height. My height is 1/2. Do the math. What is 1,294 and 2/4 times 1/2? All right, there are a couple of different ways you can do this problem. The first thing you can do is you can make it into an improper fraction, multiply straight across, and then divide. So absolutely we can do that. And we already learned that that is the same as 5,166 times 1/2, which equals 5,166 over 8. And then you would divide it. Perfect. That is absolutely one way to do this. Another way you can do this, anytime you are multiplying by 1/2, it means basically you're going to divide by 2. Take this number, dividing it by 2. Okay, so 1,291 and 2/4, so 0.5, and dividing it by 2. That's your other way to do this. Okay, I'm going to do the improper fraction way first, and then we will do the other way. So I found my improper fraction. We already did that in number 2b. Multiply by 1/2 equals this, and now I'm going to divide 5,166 divided by 8. Okay, 5,166 divided by 8. 8 goes into 5 0 times. 8 goes into 51 6 times. 48, 49, 50, 51. 8 goes into 36 how many times? 4. 4 left over. 8 goes into 46 how many times? 5. 6 left over. Let me see if I'm right. All right, let's see. 6/45 and 6/8 is what we think the answer will be. Let's check. All right, 2 goes into 12 6 times. 0 left over. 2 goes into 9 4 times. 1 left over. 2 goes into 11 5 times. 1 left over. Bring up my decimal. 2 goes into 15 how many times? 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 1 left over. Remember, you can add a 0, bring it down. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 645.75, which is the same as 645 and and 6/8. 645 and 3/4. 645.75. I would take any of those three answers. Any of those three answers. All right, now let's take our next question. It says, explanation. So tell me what you did to find the volume. What did we do? Tell me your steps. What did you do? Well, I know that I found the area in feet and multiplied by the height. I did length times width times height. Done. Do not tell me I used question 2B to help me answer this question. No, that's not good enough. You need to tell me mathematically what your steps are. You need to tell me that you found the area and then you multiplied by the height. You found the area in feet specifically and you multiplied by height. Don't tell me that I just did 10 1/4 times 14 times 6 because you didn't. That's not what you did. Okay? All right. You guys have a great day. This is going to be the end of our first part of our study guide. You will have another version of the study guide coming shortly. Also going to be an Edpuzzle for you to answer questions for. Don't forget when you're taking this test, guys. And I'm going to make my picture a lot bigger because I want you to be able to see me. When you're taking this test, you need to be careful with your math. Every question that I did today, I did 2 different ways. Yes, to show you the 2 different ways, but also to check my work. When you hear a teacher check your work, say check your work, especially in math, that's what we want you to do. Try the problem again. Just like you saw, I made a mistake in my multiplying and my dividing. I made a mistake. And I'm a teacher. We make mistakes too. Had I not done my division a different way and checked my work, I would have been wrong. And then if I was wrong there, I would have been wrong on some other problems too. Okay? Really check your work, do your best, and try to focus. Don't forget, if you have questions, you can always get a hold of me. All right? Have a great day, guys.